Raiders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Your fearless leader is once again in a familiar place. A place that is all too familiar. Ending the day red. Red, $735.85. Guys, I have a poem that I wrote. This is a few years ago. I wrote a poem to my next red day, my next red month, my next red week, my next red year, everything. And the main gist of the poem was that no matter how slow things get, how choppy things get, how frustrated I might get in an individual day or trade or week, doesn't matter. I'll come back because, of course, I am relentless. And you guys know, we keep pushing. We have the heart of a lion. We keep fighting. We have to stay aggressive. We have to stay on the offensive. As long as things are looking good and we are where we need to be mentally, we can keep pushing. We can keep fighting. So for me, right now after one red day here, no problem. But let's definitely talk about the things I could have done better to have had either a smaller red day or a green day, right? Which would have been good. So with that being said, we didn't have any major areas where we broke rules and threw everything out the window. Nope, none of that. And in fact, as I came back over here and the stock was moving up, once I didn't connect properly and I took losses here, I'm like, hey, that's it. Shutting it down, living to fight it another day, and coming back later. So NERV, Nerve, a very familiar stock I've traded many a times before. Today I'm going to come out on the red side. So let's talk about some of those patterns. The very first setup that we had was the first 1 minute candle to make the new high over 815. And on this particular candle here, 32, I tried it maybe 3 or 4 times, all for scratch trades. Must have maybe been red like 50 bucks, 40 bucks, which is not bad. Trying to get that breakout over 810, 815 area. I gave up. I'm like, man, this thing is just not going. And I looked away. I looked back, and it must have been like 30 seconds. You guys know how time flies in these situations. The stock is at 840. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, man? And this is how the day started with me missing this sequence. So that was a little unfortunate. If I did get the long in here, we could have been up a couple $100 coming into this move up here. And when you're in early like that, you're now in the driver's seat. You're now in control. You feel like you were there, you were on time, you caught the train, and now you're preparing to see what it wants to do for the next stop. It pulls back into the previous high. These are, the setups I want to look for every time. But it pulls back and it's so sharp, it's so quick. It comes down, the stock is a little volatile, it's a little spready as well. It jumps up about 10 cents in the spread. So hard to capture the trade down there. Ended up missing it. And that's essentially what happened to me. It pulls back again. The second time I do get in, I'm in about 33, I think, or it might have been on this red candle, I believe, 33. But within the same candle, it's like if you guys look at it on a 10-second chart, you'll see how many times the stock comes down to the area and then goes back up. But again, it was quick, volatile. But I believe I do catch 33 or so, and then I'm out. In fact, let's check the log right here. Let's not try and guess. We can definitely just come all the way down. So again, these were the trades at like 805, 809, trying to get that breakout. Okay, so here it is, in at 33 at 34. So 34 was, okay, the red candle. I believe the second time it came down, we caught it. It came down again to 35. Again, very quick, did not catch that time. And the third time, which is, as you guys know, my rule of three, I have no idea why I still bought this third pullback. Pullback number one, it doesn't get any more obvious than this. Pullback number two, why am I touching pullback number three? So when this stock drops down like this, I deserve to take a loss. You can't get upset with the market in these type of situations. So in terms of rules, we kind of messed up right here, but it wasn't intentional. We kind of overlooked it, kind of one of those accidental kind of situations. But we definitely, if we were more attentive, we could have easily avoided that drop, which was me being in, losing about 10 to 15 cents. which or 20 cents, I believe, even, which put us red on the name, from green to red. It curls up right here, rejects, and this is where things got a little spicy. So break of 834. Sometimes, your timing is off, and this is totally my fault. I have no idea why I took the stock off the screen. So if we come up top, right, for example, if we come up here, I had NERV, I had, which was the other one? KLR, right? KLR earlier pre-market was looking much better. KLR. And the last stock I had up here, BDTX. So whilst everything started off a little slow, I took NERV off the screen to check out one of the other ones, maybe TOVX or maybe CNTG. And I missed this entire red to green here. At least, not the entire thing, but the beginning. This green candle and this baby pullback in here, it sucks. It sucks. It does. We go from 830 to a low of 821, and then it just rips from 821 to 908. If I capture this candle here, I think the day looks completely different. And sometimes that's the fine line. That is the fine line sometimes. If I'm in here, let's assume I was using the same share size of 2K shares. Entries over 830, entries over high of day at 862. Again, I didn't witness it to know exactly how I would have done. But with this type of green candle and this build up here, man. And, here's the thing, right? Let's say I capture 50 cents, 40 cents, right? We went from 20 to 908, right? Let's say I captured, that's about an 80-cent move. And, oh man, if I'd captured 50, 60 cents out of that, 2K shares, we're up 800, 1K. And at that point, it's a little different because when I start to give back profits, I'll say, hey, you know what? Let's ease off. Let's be careful. And even if things still go a little crazy, at the worst case scenario, I'm giving back profits rather than going red. And, maybe I end the day up $100, down $100 versus down 700, right? It's a huge difference. So, missing this here was not good. I came on the pullback, didn't get clean trades. Again, it's volatile, it has a range, it's quick. If you're putting out your bids and you don't get filled, you kind of missed the trade. We get a bit of a 3-bar plate, rips up to 908 and then 940. So, again, just disappointing to not capitalize. And at this point, I kind of knew, it's not looking good. Like, we needed to capture opportunity and we didn't. From here, I got frustrated. And I think this is where I could have done better in terms of improvement on the day. I got frustrated. And I started to overthink a little bit, it got into my own head. It's like, hey, knowing that this has been a choppy stock over the years, should I at one point have just stayed away? Like all these type of questions started coming in my head. And it's like, hey, maybe I don't want to approach it next time, just ease off, blah, blah, blah. And in doing all of that, missed a beautiful 5-minute setup, right? Missed a beautiful edge. So you guys can learn from me. And again, the lesson to not get frustrated, to keep more cool, calm, collected, just be patient. Because if I was paying attention, I would have noticed that we were pulling back into VWAP with a beautiful volume profile. High green volume going up, small volume on the red candle pulling back. And, for those reasons, right, we got up to 950, it pulled back to VWAP. We got a low of 873. VWAP in this case was at 870. Imagine getting long into a stock with a risk of about 3 to 10 cents and a reward at high of day, which is $1 share away essentially, or 70 cents away. It does not get better than that. This allows you to be in and just hold and wait. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes later, you were rewarded. So even though I was red 500, even if I just got in with 1,000 shares down here, this trade alone could have brought me back flat. So again, got to do better. And so once it gave this green candle, I'm like, okay, I'll come back. I caught a few scalps in this area here on this candle, but ultimately it wasn't enough to get myself where I needed to be. got chopped around on this pullback, caught a few dips, but then got chopped around, and then eventually the stock sold off. So, and to sum it up and to close the case, a little bit of timing next time. Again, we missed out the very first 1 minute candle to make the new high, and then we missed the big green candle to start the red to green, and from there we were kind of on our heels. We got frustrated. And so again, just a little bit of timing, the fine line. So we'll be back tomorrow. I think if there's good opportunities, we should do well. Why not? And if it's slow, we'll slow it down as well. All right. So with that being said, stay safe, stay green. It's been Relentless Trader. A quick 10-minute recap. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow, bright and early, 9:15 a.m. for another beautiful day.